Okay, so I'm remaking these motor mounts. I was going to do this much earlier, but I discovered that I didn't have enough of this 3mm carbon, so I was waiting for quite a while for that to arrive. And my new design looks like that, and those are of course going to fit together like so. And this was actually my first idea to do this, but somewhere along the way I decided that I wanted to use quite small ESCs that would be able to fit fully inside here. So that's one of the reasons that I wanted to do this, and also because I'm very stingy with this carbon. It's not that cheap, and if I did it like this I could get well, uses much less carbon, right, because it's just one of those. I could have 4 of these in just about the space of one of those pieces, so used about half as much carbon. I just put a bit of peel ply on those corners to round out or fill it out those joins. Okay, got all this back together with the new motor mounts on there, and I've removed the payload, which is over there, so we're back to the original 6.9 kilos. Regarding the problem that I was having with the plane basically going crazy last time, that was with Arduplane 4.2, which is the first time I've ever tried that actually. So there were some things that were a little bit new for me, and I was looking at the release notes for that, and there were a few changes to the EKF system, how that works, and I made a thread on ArduPilot forums to see if I could get any clues about what might be happening, and there was quite a lot of discussion in the forums, but nothing that really eventuated as to, you know, a solid answer as to why that problem might have been happening. So what I've decided to do is just go all the way back to 3.9.8, which is what I've been using on all my other planes. Well, at least since it came out I've been using it, and yeah, it was fine. I've never had any problems with it. It's a little bit dated these days, and I've had to give up on my fancy RGB NeoPixels coloured LED that I had there, and I also can't use the Bluetooth for connecting to Mission Planner anymore either, because the older version of Arduplane doesn't have the ability to use the 3UART, at least for the Omnibus F4 Pro that I have. But I think it's much more important that the plane flies properly, so let's see how that goes. Well, we have some really nice weather today, but boy has it been a while getting here. I don't know if you folks overseas have seen what the weather situation's been like in New Zealand this summer. Oh, summer? No, I think summer was just cancelled completely, and instead we've had like tons of rain and cyclones and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't too bad here, although as you can see there's an excavator down there, and I think what happened is that side of the hill there was quite steep, and it started to slip to the point where they're worried about it slipping all the way back underneath the runway, which must have been very expensive to build. So they don't want the bottom of the runway collapsing, and I think they're going to put some retaining walls in there. This is with the payload removed. Still sounds a bit vibraty, doesn't it? Damn it. Actually sounds pretty much the same as before. Throttle back to 50%. That looks alright. Okay, throttle off, throttle back on a little bit. Okay, notice it tends to go very long when I'm trying to land, so... Oh, and the wind just picked up at my back. This is perfect. So, yeah, look at that. The wind is just picking up for me. This is going to be a good landing. Whoops. Maybe. Oh, come down, please. Alright, that was pretty good. Oh, come down, please. Alright, that was pretty good. Okay, here we are, ready for another payload test. Beautiful day. Hasn't always been beautiful though. The landslip down at the bottom is a proper landslip now. I'll show you some drone footage of that later on. It's actually slipped further than when we saw it in the last flight, unfortunately. Yeah, I wasn't quite happy with the CG after I put that payload in. I think it might be a little bit too far back, so I've added another 100 grams in the form of this 2-cell 18650 pack, which is just cell taped on top of the battery there. That gets the CG to about where it has been in all the other flights so far. And that makes the total weight 10.5 kilos, 3.6 kilos of which is payload. Okay, let's try it. Ooh, that was a bit more of a struggle, wasn't it? And right on cue, there's a helicopter or something coming. Great. Yeah, I'm having to keep it over half throttle here to feel comfortable. Oh, it's two of the auto gyros. Two auto gyros together. Oh, 34 amps, huh? Okay. What's the battery at though? 15.2, well that's right. That's nothing for that battery really. I think we might be climbing too, which is good, so... Oh no, that's holding level, 95, 94 meters, pretty steady. Looks like it's yawing to the right a tiny bit. Wonder if I can bump the rudder so that it stops doing that. There's a little bit of slop in the rudder connection. No, it looks like it wants to yaw to the right still. Yeah, so we're climbing a tiny bit. So we climbed 2 meters in the last 30 seconds or so. So I can probably bump the throttle down a little bit to, say, 59. Let's try that. And my goggles are fogging up. So let's just turn around. I love how there's no adverse yaw in this plane, as far as I can tell anyway. Just looking at all the footage. Oh, it's much more stable with the extra weight too. Look at this. Wow, yeah, you can really feel that it's heavy now. Because when I was flying this in the last flight, it was kind of bumping around a little bit. And the wind conditions were about the same, like no wind, same as today. Okay, so I'll do a full left aileron here, and then back. And did you notice any adverse yaw? No, you didn't. Okay, go to the right. Isn't that great? Oh yeah, so down there now you can see the hillside, how it's collapsed. It came almost right up to the bottom of the runway. Luckily it didn't quite make it there. Yeah, we're slightly climbing here still, 105. So we climbed 10 meters since I put my FPV goggles on a couple of minutes ago. So I think we can probably bump the throttle down a tiny bit more. Let's try 55, 55 will probably have us sinking, but let's see what happens. There we go, 54. Oh yeah, now we're sinking. So, don't really want to sink. Let's just keep it at, say, 58 or so. Yes, I'm not really expecting a long flight time for this one, so I'll start walking down to the landing area now. I'll just fly around a little bit like this. So obviously it flies fine with 3.6 kilos. That test is kind of done. The other thing that I'm testing, of course, with this flight is, do we get any strange behavior with RG-Plane 3.9.8? So this is only the second flight I've done with the new version, or the old version. Everything's looking great so far. Okay, running a bit low on battery. I was hoping to get to 20 minutes. When I took my goggles off just now it was at 17, so I don't think we're going to make it, but the battery's getting a bit low. And I'm just going to have to land. And I want to get used to having the flaps on. So I'm going to turn into, whoops, manual mode. Full flaps. Cut the throttle just a little bit. Oh, I can only just see it. But I can just see it, so need to lose quite a bit of height here, I think. Yep. Still doing that porpoising that it does when you put the flaps way down. See that? I can't, well, yeah, see, I can't control the pitch very well, you know? Yeah, well, that was a bit squirrely. I'm trying to land it a bit closer to me this time. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I'm trying to land it a bit closer to me this time. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It span around again, and it's just because there's that big tuft of grass there. But fortunately it was able to slide and slow down a bit going straight before the wingtip caught the tuft of grass. So it didn't alarm me as much as that other landing that I did one time where it sort of bounced around like that. No, I think everything's okay. That was good. Okay, let's go and have a closer look at what the damage is like down there, and we're going to have a look at that with the farm chop up. I stuck the Runcam thumb on the bottom of here, just with a block of foam and some sellotape and some double-sided Velcro tape there. So I think that'll be all right. I'm just wondering, it might be a little bit jello-y, but we'll just have to cross our fingers and hope for the best. And I adjusted the travel on the servo here so that when the FPV camera's in the down position, they're at the same angle, so I'll be able to frame the shot fairly nicely, I think. But when the servo's up, when we're like moving forwards like this, I'll just have to show you the view from the FPV camera instead, because this is going to be pointing like straight down. Not exactly sure what they're trying to do there, because they had that digger there before this this main patch of earth here fell down. Like, this is the worst of it right there, and it wasn't like that originally. It wasn't as bad, and then they got this digger in here, and then it rained again a whole lot after that. And so I'm wondering if they did that on purpose. No, they wouldn't have done that on purpose. What am I talking about? But look at, they are digging way down for some reason. What's going on? It's a bit weird. Anyway, let's have a look at the road. So you can see there was a road going through here. You've probably seen me, if you've seen any other videos on my channel, like with the e-bike, I rode down this road and back a few times to get to the other side of the farm. Well, look, you can see how steep that is there with the rocks all rolling down there. Yeah, but this road is now kind of blocked off. And if you look over here, it's all just dirt. So I think if you had just a regular car and not a decent four-wheel drive kind of car, you probably couldn't get through there. Of course, most of the time they ride dirt bikes around the farm to get from here to there, so it doesn't really bother them. And it doesn't bother this digger thing, of course. He's been going up and down the slope here quite a bit. Made a little road for himself. At first there was just a little bit of it fell down, and I thought maybe they were going to build a retaining wall. But looking at this, what the hell are you going to do? And originally, right after that first bit of rain, the digger wasn't even down there at the end where he is. He was in this little bit here. Just here. So I thought maybe just this little bit here was in trouble, but no. It's like the whole lot. Anyway, what else can we do? He might be getting a bit sick of me hanging around here, so let's go and look at something else. We've probably got enough battery left to do the 3 shed inspection. So that's one shed, everything looks fine here. Let's keep going. All through here was just water. And I was talking to the guy, the guy who works on the other side of the farm over there, or he lives over there, but he works on the farm. And he said that this shipping container shed thing that they've got down here, the water was all the way up to the floor of that, which has got to be about 6 foot off the ground. You can see roughly how high off the ground that is. You can get an idea because of how many steps there are, I suppose. But all the way up to the floor of that little veranda bit there, apparently, was underwater. Oh, there it is, there, yeah. If only I had HD video feed, I'd be able to see that a lot quicker. Yeah, there it is in front of us there. So the sun is just nicely shining on it there, I think. So have a look at this. Oh, it's broken. Oh, my inspection found some problems. It's not just for nothing. Look at that. Yeah, so like I was saying, we had some pretty shit weather. We had a, oops, we're fail safe there, hold on. Oh. Hang on, it keeps wanting to go up. Yeah, so we had like 2 or 3 days where it was like almost an entire summer of rain every day. And that caused all these landslips and everything. And then we had an actual cyclone about a week and a half later. And in both of those there were like proper floods in Auckland. A bunch of people actually died, like 4 or 5 people I think. This is probably not going to work. We're going to get a fail-safe in a second I think, but I'm just going to try and, yeah, there's fail-safe. This shed here also slipped a bit. These, the roofing sheets or whatever you call those there, they fall off quite regularly anyway, even without a whole lot of wind. But then this bit here, this has slouched down quite a bit more than it was before. Oops, watch out for the tree there. Yeah, this was always like starting to fall down, but it's got quite a bit worse now. And there's a whole lot more of the roof missing here as well. You see right inside. Thanks for watching. See you next time.